we had a few nail-biting moments where I think they hit the post.
I want to see good football because I pay my money to see good football, and I want to win the league.
Horrific footballer. Horrific, like trampoline for feet.
Welcome to another edition of On the Corner at Park Lane. You're here with myself, Jimmy. We've got Lero with us today. We've got Charlie and Justin's in the house. Today, we are going to be discussing the eternal debate, was the stadium worth it? So, boys, I want to know, was it worth it? And I'm talking all the beautiful things that come with it, but all the consequences that have come with that, particularly as, you know, transfer window at the moment, we're scraping the barrel a little. So, Lero, I'm going to start with you this time. Tell me what your thoughts are.
Beautiful stadium, amazing stadium. I can make mine short and sweet. It's only worth it if we make it a fortress, if we win things in it and win trophies, and that means the manager and players have got to be on board and make it, you know, welcome to the Amazon, like that jungle, that gritty place that, you know, people don't want to come to. I mean, and if they don't, then ultimately we needed a new stadium. You can't kind of keep just touching up a stadium. But yeah, if we don't win things, then it's not worth it, to be fair. But we needed it.
But just to put a point to that, then if we'd have just, as we are at the moment, carried on how we are, would you not want to prefer to do that in a nice big shiny new stadium, or would you prefer to stay at the old White Hart Lane and still carry on as we are?
No, the only reason I prefer to do it in a new stadium is because the capacity is greater and we could start, you know, the revenue would be a lot better, so we could kind of semi-compete in the transfer market. But as I said, you still need Champions League, you still need to finish high in the Premiership, you still need to win club competitions, and you know, all of that brings an extra revenue, longer runs, and if we don't do that, then, you know, is it really worth it? Mate, we might as well stay in the old lane. Was you complaining about the old lane?
I love the old lane. I loved it.
So,
mate, here you go. I love the old Wembley as well, though. I didn't want the new Wembley because the old Twin Towers, as you walked up, it was spine tingling. But
I hear that. I like the
things move on. I mean, I'll come to my opinion about the stadium at the end. Let's go with Charlie. What do you think of the new stadium? Because I know I've taken you to the home and the new stadium before, mate. So what do you think? Was it worth it?
Well, it's a bloody good buffet, I'll tell you that. Do you know what? It's one of those. It is a lovely stadium. There's no denying that. I think what they've done is awesome. And it's a business decision, which I don't think is going to pay off just yet, especially with all COVID and everything else that's come into play. So, mate, you can't say how that's affected finances. We don't know. But I think the way the stadium designed to bring other events in and everything like that, I think is going to pay off eventually. And it's more now of a tourist attraction as well, with the little thing we've got by the cock crawl at the top and all of that. So I think I think it will pay off. It's definitely not at the moment. But I think even for like players, when they come into the stadium, I think all new football grounds, though, they all look pretty similar. They're all pretty nice. They're new. It's not like going to Selhurst Park or somewhere like that where it's a bit of a shithole, and if you're an away fan, I don't really fancy it today. Players are going to look forward to coming to playing at our ground because it's freaking lovely.
It's funny you mentioned teams from South London and shithole in the same sentence, because I've got a similar sentence.
Just front in there. Do you want to throw Charlton in there as well?
I was thinking but there you go. Woolly.
But yeah, no. So I think it will pay off. It's just going to take its time. It's just not going to be an overnight success with it.
Fair enough. Justin, what's your take?
Worth it.
Worth it.
It's worth it.
Just worth it.
It's worth
it. L'Oreal. It's not L'Oreal. It's not conditioner.
No, listen. At the end of the day, you know, like Lero said, we needed it. It was a lovely stadium because it was so much nostalgia there, so many good memories there, and nobody really likes change. But if you compare the two grounds for what they are, there's real no comparison. Yes, there's a lot of you love the old ground, and you've got great memories there as a kid, and you've seen some great players there and everything else. Pretty much like the old Wembley, because you've got so much emotions attached to that place. It's like when you move your house. You move house, you don't want to leave the old house, but you're upgrading to a better house. But I love the new stadium, and it will be worth it. The facilities there, all of the entertainment outside of it, do you know what I mean, away from the pitch. And I think once COVID has sorted itself out, I think the money will start flowing in. But we can have as much money coming through the gate. We just kind of need someone who's going to want to use it. And
I kind of
leaving.
I kind of share your sentiments there. I don't think with or without the stadium that would affect the transfer spend for Tottenham, because I think, as we know, Levy as a businessman, arguably the best in the world of football right now, in terms of the negotiations he does, the contracts he gets people on, how he makes things happen. I think a lot of credit's got to go to all the staff and everything else at the club. But because of that, yes, the stadium was worth it, because it's a long-term investment. It's not a short-term investment at all. And he's done that now, because 10 years from now, that would have cost double to build. And that would have hurt even more. So now what he's done is you've sort of jumped up a little bit. And if Chelsea ever want to catch up, I know Liverpool made some extensions, but if they ever want to modernise their stadium, and then anyone else that is thinking of even knocking on the door, they're going to struggle. You know, I mean, Old Trafford, I've been there a couple of times. Good stadium, obviously great capacity and everything, but compared to the things like the Etihad and obviously our stadium, it does look a bit old now. It looks a bit older. The only one I hope they never change is Fulham, because that's its own very unique style.
Too late. They're doing it now, mate. They're doing it now. My son's home ground is right next to their stadium, and the Riverside. They're making
the Riverside Charlton,
like bars. No, the Riverside of the club.
Cottage, sorry.
Yeah. They're making. Don't try and get me on your dodgy stats, right?
I'm questioning myself now. Is the Riverside shop?
No. The Riverside of...
Oh, by the way, the Riverside's the Valley, and Middlesbrough's Riverside. Just going to fly out there, Jim.
I was so confused. I was like, is it Charlton? Because I think it was Middlesbrough, but I was like, is it? I'm pretty sure it was...
Jimmy always had that. I was like, hang on a moment, hang on.
I didn't want to say nothing because we're recording. I didn't want to get fucked over in that. That's all I was like.
I've done it on purpose.
You can't edit it now. Can't edit it.
No,
you can't edit it out.
But
anyway, as I say,
I think
mistake number one.
Mistake number 101 maybe.
You're in for a few. But in regards to the ground and will it be worth it, and we know that Levy's very, very, with the money. He's not very business-like. He's shrewd with the money. But is it going to pay off immediately? I don't think so. But we still have.
It wasn't. But we saw the money he was spending before, so we know it was never going to pay off then anyway. So it was never going to pay off. Like it was a necessary evil, and I actually think great. And actually, do you know what? I'd still believe that, if he is a real businessman, and he is, and ENIC as a company are, they've come in to improve everything and sell on at a value eventually. And that stadium has added so much to our value already. If we can add a couple of trophies, that suddenly becomes a very, very exciting proposition for somebody who potentially an NFL baseball team or whatever. And then who knows, maybe we could get some extremely wealthy owners who are in the same bracket as Sheikh Mansour and happy to.
If you look at the revenue we've lost as well, Jim, in this, we're supposed to have the AJ fight was supposed to be there. Supposed to be some music concert is supposed to be there in the summer, which we've missed out on revenue, which would be looking easy on 3 million, 5 million a pop. just for hosting each of those. So if you're throwing those into the act, that's money that we've missed out on as well.
Yeah, but I do believe we'll get it back long term, because they'll put on more stuff and it'll come full circle. For me personally, it's a pain point, but it's worth it. It's like when the missus is banging on about getting the bathroom done. You know you want to do it. You just try and put it off as long as you can, don't you, lads?
I do feel like the transfer, he will loosen the purse strings. There's going to be revenue coming in from the NFL. Plus, there's the naming of the stadium rights. So I think he's sort of holding. I hope he's sort of holding that off until he sells it, because that's going to be, that's a bit of a cherry on the top, isn't it? It's like, well, you can name the stadium whatever you want to. And there's been loads of rumours.
This is all we've got time for, but we can definitely pick this up another time. Thank you again to everyone tuning in and watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and give us your comments. Give us your feedback. What do you want to see us talk about next? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you real soon. Thank you, guys.
See you guys.
We're ready. We're ready for the champagne, baby. We're ready for the goose to any. The girls that we're seeing on the